that you're struggling or you realize you said you were 17, huh?
I said in high school.
Oh, you didn't get no age.
I didn't give an age. You got a lot of people to go.
Maybe that's my struggle. Okay, so high school, you were at a place in your journey where you were mad at God.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because of my attraction to the same sex. It was like, okay,
whoa, you're gonna go there?
I'm just gonna go there. I mean that's why I was mad.
We just got in this conversation.
We got into it, dog.
And you're going. You better take it.
In the world, in the real world.
I think we gotta mute you. Okay.
Mad they going.
Okay, that makes sense. So you were having that moment with God where you was keeping it real. I'm not feeling you right now. I'm mad at you. Okay, this just got real quick.
You wasn't expecting that, huh?
No, I was not.
I didn't know I was going there.
I didn't know you was going there. Like, tell me, don't drag me in there. I have nothing to do with that. Okay, but I'm so glad that you opened up that door. So at that point in your life, you're mad at God, but why? Like, what did He do, or what did you like? What was the frustration?
The frustration was conviction. It's like, okay, why are you allowing me to have these feelings, but in your word it's you saying something totally different, and not even just your word. It's like a personal conviction. It's like, okay, I know this is wrong within my heart. Forget what everybody else saying, but it's wrong in my heart. So God, I'm mad at you straight up. Like, I don't want to go through this. Like, I literally tell God, like, why can't my struggle be anything else? I feel like going through that is the worst. Is the worst thing anybody can go through.
Wait. Why can't my struggle be anything like God? Like, okay, like I don't mind struggling, but why do I have to struggle like this?
Exactly.
I feel that. What? Like, okay, cool. Take me through the fire, but this way.
Exactly.
I want to share this because I remember when I was homeless. That was the first time I realized. Well, that was one of the first times where I felt like my anger with God consumed me, and I say anger because I found myself very upset with God, very upset about my life, very upset about the space that I was in because I felt like how could you love me and leave me in this type of headspace? How could you love me and I end up in this type of life? How you know what I'm saying? So when we say mad at God, like I was literally in a space where I'm like, God, clearly you don't. And here's the reality for me. Everybody that was serving God in my eyes was winning, but me. Like I'm losing. Yeah. I'm literally on the losing. All my friends that was shouting on Sunday morning, they going to college. They life lining up. My life ain't lining up. I'm praying to you probably more than anybody. Exactly. Them jokers was missing church and still being blessed, and I'm on the front row rocking and reeling and rocking, and I can't get no breakthrough. I can't get no open door. I can't get you to just
break every chain.
I need the King of Glory right now.
Okay, in like the fullness thereof.
Not the fullness. Hey, Jen, you let everybody know we live. You can go share the link so they can know. But because it just got real. I didn't think it was going to get real this
I didn't need you ask me a serious
question. But, I mean, like, just understanding that where you were, I can relate to that. I think a lot of us can relate to being mad with God. But let's be honest. How did it feel being mad with God knowing that, or I'll say for me, being raised that you don't do that? You don't go there. You don't have no attitude with God.
You know, I had a different upbringing.
Okay, well, I didn't.
Yeah, it was never no, oh, don't tell God that. It was just relationship has always been something I grew up
at the core.
At the core.
Got you. I think it's hard. I think because I was religious and trying to do things the way I seen and heard people say it should be done, it complicated me having the proper relationship with God. Like I could not say emphatically that I had the best relationship with God because I was too busy being mad at Him. Like for real, because I think if I understood my relationship, I would have checked myself at the door. If I knew what God was doing for my life, then like I know now, I would have
It
checked
would be
myself at the door.
different.
Yeah. But I was mad at God and I felt so bad about it that it further for me perpetuated the message that that's why God punishing you right now.
Ooh.
That's
'Cause
why
you
you
mad.
struggling. Yeah, because you mad. Because you got that little funky attitude on. And that's why you going through what
And
you're
it
going through.
stank.
And it stank. Yeah. And so
You silly.
pop, lock, and drop it.
Oh, pop like.
So that's why you're going through all that you're going through right now.
Mhm.
Because you have not entered into that place with God.
Correct.
And so I felt like, well, since I hadn't entered into that place with God, He don't want to fool me. I guess I'm done with it.
Okay.
When I attempted suicide, like, okay, have you ever had like the moment in your journey where because you were mad with God, it almost coincided the idea of not living any further?
Not even the idea. Like I actually attempted multiple times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do we undeep this conversation?
In the world.
There you go.
You should have put that
Okay,
voice on.
you put me right out of it. Okay, but I think for me it's like realistically understanding that because of everything that I've gone through, I think it kind of prepared me for the absence of God's presence. Like I was at like what really caused me to say, okay, you know what, it's time for me to end my life in this journey was the whole premise that I'm obviously never going to be good enough in God's eyes. And my struggle was at that time self-hate. Like I loved God, but I hated me. So in fact, it really wasn't me hating God.
Mm-hmm.
It was me hating God for the fact that He would even give me not the life I was living.
Mm-hmm.
That He would even put me in this earth.
Position.
Yeah, like
Or,
not even a position that you would even put me on this earth to be someone that my mother can't love, my father would never get to raise, and someone that people would have issue with just because of the way I live.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm wasting people's time.
Dang.
Yeah. So it's like undoubtedly you placed me here to be laughed at, to be a joke, to be hurt like this. Yeah. Like I'm like, as much as I trust God, like I didn't expect to be put here for that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like another part of me wanting to commit suicide was just like, okay, God, I'm just gonna take this life you gave me and I'm gonna take it in my hands and I'm gonna be
mine now.
Yeah, exactly. It's mine now. No disrespect to you, but I thank you for all that you've done in these last 20 years. But if I be real, these 20 years been hard, and you could have at least made it better at least one time.
Mm-hmm. Feel like you just let me hang and go.
Right. So I had that moment with God where I was like, if I'm being real, where it was like, I love you, but I absolutely hate me. Mm-hmm. And I hate me because this is what you created me to be.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can relate.
You can relate? You feel like that?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. That's why I'm like, Lord, I'm mad at you, and I don't want to fool with you. I'm still going to love you, but
I didn't even, I'll be honest with you. I honestly didn't know where our relationship would go from there.
You know what's crazy? A lot of people, well, I can't say a lot of people, but I feel like though I went through all that and everything and being mad at God, I never was like, oh, I'm just going to leave the church. I'm going to leave my faith. I was still sticking by it, but I just ain't want to be here no more. Like, Lord, let me just go ahead and meet you.
I was committed.
Done with it.
I left the church.
Oh, wow. You followed through.
I didn't leave the church. I was going to a church that I particularly loved. Mm-hmm. And I was in such a low place, I stopped coming. I went one Wednesday to worship. And they prayed with me. They loved on me. Mm-hmm. Undoubtedly, they knew something was up with me. Mm-hmm. But I walked out that door knowing, like, the only way I'm walking back in this church ever is if God sent me back. Mm-hmm. And this was an amazing church. As a matter of fact, it was Love and Liberty, Pastor Kim Burrell. Mm-hmm. And I loved, at that time, I loved that church. It was my saving grace. Like, not so much saving grace. It was just the one church I could go to and really feel the presence of the Lord. Yeah, it was like really safe, really cool. And so as I was there, I just kind of realized, like, okay, I'm serious about this. Like, I'm really committed. And so, you know, I realized at some point God took my MAD, mad with God, to mad with God, to making a difference with God. Mm. So,
okay, acronym.
Like for real, like I went from, realizing that this was not me being mad at God, this is literally God building my purpose
Mm-hmm.
in a place where I just didn't. I think what happens is when you don't understand what God is doing in your life, because He's not consulting you. He's not. He's not asking you. Exactly. He's not asking you for your approval, your permission to elevate you, to lift you up to another level. Like He's really not checking for your feelings. He is doing what is best for you to get you to the next level. Here's what blessed me. Someone said this a while back, and it stuck with me. And that was the first time I felt free from all those years of being mad at God. They said that God can handle you being mad at Him.
Of course he
Pastor
can.
Bishop Harden said that. Bishop Harden said that. He said that God can handle you being mad at Him.
I think because I'm sure he expected at some point. I mean, obviously,
Right.
he know everything. So.
All knowing,
Yeah.
all powerful, omnipresent.
Forever.
Like, I know you about to be mad at me, but I got so much purpose on your life.
I
ain't
do not
tripping.
care how you feel.
Like, you think I'm tripping because you mad?
You're not.
You know, kind of remind me of like Coach Cheryl.
Oh, she gonna keep that same face.
So unbunbothered. I'm like, I ain't worried about you being mad at me because I know I love you. You know,
an assignment to do.
But
get over it.
Phoenix says she didn't go to church for 3 to 4 years before her last suicide attempt. She was that angry with God, herself, and over life.
Oh, that's deep.
I mean, but to know, so many of us go through this.
Yeah.
So many of us go through these moments on our journey where literally it's like, come on, God. So just so that we know, do me a favor, turn to the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel, if you can, 1 Samuel. I want to share with y'all a moment where two people, for sure, this is when God just began to reveal that keeping it real with Him is the thing to do. If you got a problem with me, say it. Say it. Put it out there. Let's deal with this. But the book of Samuel, in the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel, you have Hannah who basically goes into the sanctuary and she cries out to God. She says it like, I'm God, why have you forgotten me? Mm-hmm. Why have I been left out? Like she really had that moment with God where Hannah was like, bruh, I'm just not feeling this. Okay. And she kept it real with God and she was honest to say, hey, listen, I love you, but I am mad with you about this.
And I need you to fix it right now.
Right.
I'm sorry, it's me. I don't know if she said it. It's me.
But she had a real moment where she was saying, God, based on the predicament that I'm in, based on the situation that you've allowed my life, the way my life has been, this girl picking with me, I'm going through all this, I'm mad at you. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
I'm sorry, I'm having a moment.
When did you realize that God can handle me being mad at Him?
If I be real, I just never really thought about it like that. Like,
wow.
Until you just ask the question.
Wow. You never gave it thought? Like,
I be in my, I get emotional. I'm like, I'm mad at you. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say if you ain't going to change it around.
So it never done to you like, He can handle this attitude of mine?
No, it never dawned. I mean, obviously, I know He can handle it, but I never really just
gave it thought.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about that because I'm in my own little feelings.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Listen, I've been there. All right, check this out. Jen says I was so mad at God that He wouldn't just kill me because I couldn't do it myself. I would put myself in the worst situations.
Like I want to hear more from that.
I know, right? Because I'm. It's making me ask myself, what situations did I put myself in out of anger with God? Like out of frustration with the fact that God, you just gonna let me go through this. So yeah, here you go. Now I'm gonna be so drunk this week I ain't gonna remember my name. Like,
that's never been my thing. Like,
really?
I'm not about to. I've never been like, I'm about to go smoke or I'm about to go get so turned up because
I'm mad at God.
Yeah, that's not me. That's not my thing.
So what was your mad at God look like? How did it look?
I'm just gonna take myself off earth, or I'm gonna just.
Wow.
Usually I'll deactivate all my social media and try to shut out from the world. Like that's my way of trying to just quietly exit.
Wow, this is good. Just to show you your conversation that you started has so much purpose. Phoenix says, my sister, who is an ordained minister, attempted suicide Monday and said it was due to her being angry with God as well.
Wow. Okay, God, don't you hear us? We mad. We being real.
But here's the cool thing. As real as we are with God, we have to
Mm-hmm.
be also very real about why we're in these moments.
What is it for?
And the truth of the matter is, again, MAD is not mad at God, it's making a difference with God.
That's good.
And that's the assignment, is that if I'm going to make a difference in the earth, if I'm going to give you that type of authority in the earth, I need you to live through the unimaginable. Because you're going to have to stand in places with your life that many cannot stand. You talked about like battling your sexual identity early on in life and going through that problem, that process, and knowing there are some women who will not reach those young girls who are. Look at the world today. And while some that may be their truth, there are some that's just their feeling based on a life experience right now. But if nobody's there to reach them and say, I stood where you stand, I had to trust God the way you're gonna have to trust God. How can you effectively save them?
If you've never been through,
You don't know how to navigate those waters. You can confess all day that God will give me strength. But listen, if you're not familiar with the territory that you're treading, you will be exactly. You go mess around and become a statistic.
Okay.
So you have to know that I have too much assignment in this.
Correct.
And so even God knows you're an athlete. You know what it's like to have a coach. Okay, so when you're training, how often are you mad at the coach?
See, I'm just one of those different people.
You never got mad at your coach? I'll stay mad at my coaches because they were pushing me beyond my limit.
I wanted my coaches to push me more.
Yeah, I wasn't that dude. Yeah. I wanted them to leave me alone before I pushed them down. I don't need to be pushed more.
I was trying to make it to state. Push me.
Push me harder?
Yes.
No. I'm good. I don't need all that. I needed it, but I didn't want it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You small. I was out of shape. Them dudes had to whip me in shape and get me ready for game day.
That's why you was the water boy?
Yeah, that's why I ran right up. That's what happened. I was like, bro, I'm not about to sit here and go through all this just to win championship with y'all. I will fix you some water and get you the strength you need to get us to the championship. Because I ain't dealing with it. You ain't about to keep hollering at me and all in my face. And I did not want that. I just like, bro, this ain't working for me. No. It was my test, but it was not my testimony. But listen, it was so funny because I realized that most people have the biggest issue with their coaches or with a teammate who will motivate you and agitate you just to get the best out of you. Trevessa was known as an agitator. I read a newspaper article where one of Trevessa's teammates was like, she would just frustrate me just really get me riled up. And at the end of the season, I guess Trevessa revealed to her when they was winning that was the whole purpose and the premise for it. So I realized early on that God was instigating me to grow. He was instigating my growth every time I was in a place that he knew I didn't know how to navigate. Like, God, you know I don't know how to move through this. You know without you, I can't get through this. So why does it feel like I'm doing this without you?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why does it feel like I'm walking this route without you?
Yeah. Where's the disconnect?
Right. Like, why would you ghost me? Why would you ghost me after I'm in this predicament that you know I need you to get through? You gonna ghost me like that?
Exactly.
No text back? No response?
You ghost me, left me on red.
You left me on red. Boy, you know I called you.
Oh, I didn't hear my phone.
No, you heard that phone.
Do not disturb.
You knew I was calling you, man. Had me on D&D.
Oh, something wrong with my phone.
Yeah, D&D. Do nothing, devil. Like, why in the world did you ignore me like that? Now I got to go on Facebook and shoot these subliminal messages at you. Folk be hearing you calling them. They say they see all and they know all, but they don't know where you at. They don't know you calling them. They don't know you praying
all
to
of a sudden they can't heal.
All of a sudden he can't heal himself. What's going on with this? Like, man, I can't do this. But I thank God truly for a relationship today where I can be honest with him.
Correct.
That I'm not so focused on people pleasing, that I stop making sure God is happy in my life.
I think that's what, and hopefully this is not off topic, but I think that's what a lot of people forget is relationship.
Right.
It's that one-on-one with God. That's what
I can say That has been my saving grace
Same.
relationship. I can't say that at the end of it all, God wrapped his arms around me and hugged me and said, I knew you could get through that. Exactly. Like, what do you feel? When did you have that moment where God really came back and hugged you and was like, I knew you could do it. I just knew you could do it. Like, when did you feel that?
I think 2015 when I was fully, I hate the word delivered, but when I was fully delivered from that lifestyle,
Wow.
And knowing that, okay, this is before I knew temptation and stuff would still come, but
right,
I mean, in that moment, I was like, okay, finally, God, I could breathe. It literally felt like someone just choking my heart, choking my chest for all those years. So I think that's the moment when I realized, okay, God got me.
Wow. So you had that sunshine moment.
Yes, like, whew, I'm finally free of this foolishness.
Wow. Look, I got Jen and Phoenix realizing like their stories are so much alike. Yeah, I just love to see that. I love to see when our village connect and realize I'm not alone in this. When did you realize you were not alone in this?
When I moved to Houston, let me backtrack. So, like, not to just give away my whole story, but like in high school when I was going through this, I was like, people put me on a pedestal because I was like the church girl. So, though I was in that lifestyle, a lot of people were still like, okay, we got to keep Foster away from this. Like, Foster can't go to the parties. Foster can't do this. Oh, we know this is a phase, yada, yada, yada. But when I moved to Houston and I attended Greater Grace Houston, Apostle or Bishop at the time, Apostle, Lady Usher, Pastor Tawanda Usher actually linked me up with somebody named Robin McKnight, Minister Robin McKnight. She went through that lifestyle and she actually helped me, I guess, like transition in a sense. So she basically showed me the steps. Like, look, you don't have to worry about your clothes. You don't have to worry about X, Y, and Z. Like, just really commit yourself to God fully, like focusing on Him, and everything else is gonna follow.
It's gonna turn around.
Yeah, it's gonna turn around. And I feel like you said earlier, like only somebody that's been through whatever X, Y, and Z is can help you out. Like, I mean, somebody that's never been through it or came out of couldn't help me. Like, you have to have gone through that to help me get out of that. Or I was gonna be trying to do it myself.
It's gonna be
self-deliverance.
Right. It's gonna be.
It can happen, but you know.
You're gonna be in the back of the church baptizing yourself. You're about stand back deep. I'm about to go down, and I'm coming back up in Jesus' name.
Have my towel ready. Like, I don't want to sit.
I'm going now. So, today, looking at all that you've been through, what would you tell a person who says, right now, I'm mad at God. I don't know how to feel, and why would He do this?
Now, brother, you know I gotta be real because I'm mad at God right now, so I can't even answer that. I guess I'll be answering for myself. Okay, ask the question again. It's Jeopardy.
What would you say to a person who says, I'm mad at God and I can't believe He would do this?
Well, I would tell myself, get over yourself, Christian. Just keep going. Like, I'm about to cry. No, I'm not. Just keep going. Just keep going, Christian. Like, just don't ignore the obstacles, but navigate through it and fall on your face to God. Talk to God. Allow God to guide you. Like, whatever happens is going to happen. Maybe it's in His will, maybe it's not. But, Christian, take it a day at a time. Shoot, take it a second at a time if you need to go that slow.
Wow, if you need to go that slow.
Yeah.
Take it a second. Take it a day at a time.
Literally.
And the transparency, like I think people that will watch this will appreciate you, like being honest, because sometimes we get in this walk and we feel the urge of facade.
Like, I hate that.
Let me go ahead and act like, because I can't be telling folk that I'm still in the trial. Let me now. I'm out. I'm out the trial. Like, I don't need my people knowing. I don't need nobody knowing I'm going through.
See, that's me, and that's my problem. I'm too open and I'm too transparent, and I'm so grateful for you and Sharissa, you and Reed, because y'all have y'all navigated my life with social media and my personal life. Like, you can share this, but don't share this. Like, don't share too much. I mean, it's a time and a place to share. Right. So I'm still learning that too. But I'm very transparent. I don't mind. You ask me a question, I'm probably gonna give you the whole answer. No multiple choice.
Phoenix said, a second at a time. She loves that.
Thank you, girl.
I love that too because I think sometimes we don't realize that you do need to slow down.
Yeah.
You cannot rush the process. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to want to throw in the towel.
Mm-hmm.
But that 1 second makes a difference on your journey.
Exactly.
That 1 second means it becomes a matter of do I shift or do I rip?
Mm-hmm.
And so if it is just that second that you need to make the right decision with God.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. Like you said, I'm in that place with God right now. But what's different about you in that place today versus you in that place years ago?
Way more. I'm mature in Christ now. I feel like because of that place, that was like a super stronghold, and it was like, oh, how can I get out? I can't get out. I really felt like I was gonna live that lifestyle for the rest of my life while trying to live for God. And so now, in the particular situation that I'm in, it's just like, okay, I know it's not gonna be forever. So I think that makes the difference. I mean, that wasn't forever, but now it's like, okay, it's not gonna be forever. I just got to learn how to actually navigate through this.
Wow.
I think that makes the difference.
Like, all right, so I got to know how to navigate this.
Yeah.
But not that I have to act like I know. I have to learn how to.
Baby, I don't know.
I can relate.
Because I wouldn't be mad if I knew.
Exactly. But here's the reason. We talked about this earlier. Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about this millionaire mindset. We had this conversation earlier. It was really good. I enjoyed this conversation about the millionaire mindset.
Okay.
And this idea that I should be a millionaire. I said I would be one by 30. And you said something that was so good. You was like, that's really bothering me.
Like, hey, it's bothering me because earlier you were talking about, I'm not one of those people that write down stuff and it happened. But for me, that has been my reality. I said I'll be married by the time I'm 24. I'll have kids by the time I'm 26. X, Y, and Z will be happening. So I was waiting on that millionaire to hit at 30, and I was literally on that path.
Uprooted, derailed.
Baby, you were on that so quick. 30.
You were on that path, and something shifted.
Everything shifted. My life flipped upside down like Will Smith.
So divorce and all of these other things that came as a factor. Now, I got to be honest, if we can just kind of tap into this.
Okay.
Seeing your written ideas unravel before your eyes, those things you wrote down, said they would come to pass, they came to pass. Mm-hmm. Not it looks like somebody that took a dry eraser and erased it.
Oh, they erased all of it.
Right. How do you process that with God?
Like, why you allowed this to happen? Like, all this good stuff happened, but I think for me, it's because I'm still going through all of this. I'm trying to figure out why. I feel like I'm living in a dream still. Like I'm waiting to wake up and be married or just live the life that I once had a couple years ago, and knowing that life is never going to be the same because obviously things evolve and change. So it's like, oh no, you're never going to wake back up.
Like that ain't happening.
That's not happening. You're in a different space, which honestly I'm grateful for because I'm a totally different person now. So I guess it was for the better, for the best.
Well, very good point. Here's the gift in all of this is that when you are called to be what you prayed for, okay, what you prayed for, then you cannot tell God how to get you there. Mm-hmm. You gave him the destination. You have to trust him with the route. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying?
We don't trust. That's my problem. As close as I am to God, sometimes like
we don't trust the route. We don't trust the route. Like I've been there. I was in Atlanta. Like, I think the freeway is gonna be safer.
And that's how you feel when I'm driving.
Oh Lord, I do not. I be like, Lord, can we? I love this. Hey, we got a question. Phoenix said, "How do you deal with being angry or frustrated with your purpose?" Because sometimes it's not the fact that I'm mad at God. It's that I know what's on my. When you know what's on your life, it always reveals to you why you're dealing with what you're dealing with. It has a way of saying, girl, you know that ain't because of you. Ain't got nothing to do. Ain't nobody talking about you because of you.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with you.
It's because of what's on the inside of you. Case in point, I say this all the time. Nobody has ever been excited because of a pizza box. They've always been excited because of what's inside of the box.
Yeah.
But when you see the Domino's pizza box, okay, yes, my pizza's coming, but what I really want is what's on the inside of the pizza box. So, and what I'm going to do with the box, throw it away afterward.
Exactly.
We are like that. Our purpose is the pizza, we the box. Okay?
Okay,
Like,
Domino's. Come on, Grimaldi's.
yes, exactly. So when you have purpose on your life, it's not about what I have going on around me, because the issue or the challenge births from what's happening within me. And that's where we are most times on our journey, is that there's something happening on the inside of us that ignites that positioning, and that's why I think that's one of the reasons why I feel like God knows we'll be angry. It's too much happening to be walking right here.
Yeah, I think they're gonna take this really well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. Let me snatch up her millionaire by 30 plan.
Ooh, baby.
But here's the thing we discussed earlier. You are already the millionaire.
Correct.
Okay, so he honored the millionaire, because you have to think about this. Sometimes I'm learning. Some of the people God removed from my life, I know now, what I didn't know then. They cannot handle the person I am right now.
Oh, and you helped me to realize that.
Like, they can't.
You said that. I remember that.
Oh, you remember that? Like,
yeah,
that's a fact. There are some people who are out of my life right now. We didn't even fall out. We just faded away.
Yeah.
And they cannot have a conversation with me as I am right now. They can't keep up with me in conversation. They can't keep up with me in life. They can't keep up with me in mindset. And I probably would not be here if I kept them around. So when you walk into your millionaire manifestation, your millionaire mindset, you have to have the mind of a champion, that while my bank account is low, my adrenaline is high.
That's good.
My goals are still up. Even when my bank account is down, my goals still exist.
That's funny, because when I did have that whole concept of millionaire mindset, when God gave me that concept millionaire mindset, it wasn't just about the capital, the money flowing in. It literally was a mindset, and I had scriptures to back it up. I can't remember right now what the scriptures was, but it was like 3 particular scriptures, and I would focus on that. And it was, about health, about wealth, about not health and wealth, but about your health and your relationship with God, and the purpose of life. Like, it literally was those attributes that makes you a millionaire within your mind. So it's so crazy you brought that up today. I was a little upset when you brought it up, because I'm like, I don't want to hear that. Like,
we never
but it's real.
We never want to hear the real.
Yeah, of course.
Because we want to give ourselves permission to be mad.
Oh yeah,
like, I got every right to be mad.
I'm gonna get up and walk out.
Yeah. You will. Now, you the walk out queen. Like, I'm out the room.
Let me see you walk.
Yeah, they wrote that song for you. Y'all know you can walk. Yeah,
I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah.
I don't stay mad long.
You go to the dressing room, get your outfit together, and come on back. But in this next season, we can't walk out on ourselves.
You're right.
I got to still show up, because the millionaire. I'm already the millionaire. So
how do you show up for yourself?
Oh, not you asking me questions. Okay. So
no, how do you do that? Why are you mad at God?
How do I do it?
I didn't forgot the question. My mind went blank. That ADHD kicked in. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, viewers. I'm sorry.
Somebody probably was like, that was a good question.
If you heard the question, please type it in the chat.
Oh man.
Well, on to the next one.
Listen. Okay, you said something. How to use something when you're mad at God. How do I stay focused when I'm mad at God?
I don't remember. Y'all remember or y'all? My brain.
You know I got it too, so
I know.
I done forgot it.
It's a bad combo right now. I should have wrote this down.
I was just about to say that should have been put on paper. Let me go back to what Phoenix said.
Okay.
Because of your purpose, you have to, we say this often in Breakthrough, in the Breakthrough Village. My purpose will always purpose. Here's the gift.
How do we know that? I'm sorry.
How do we know that our purpose will always purpose?
Yeah.
Here's one of the reasons why you know that. Because your purpose operates in the truest form, truest space of who you are. Okay. At the core, there is my reality and my truth. My purpose operates in my truth. My reality is what I'm experiencing. My truth is the reason I'm experiencing it all to begin with.
Okay.
So for me, we have to understand when your purpose is purposing for you, it is that moment where frustration comes, because your purpose says, I'm already operating at the level that you asked God to get you to. I need you to get off of the low level and start climbing.
Time to meet me.
Exactly. Your purpose is like a trainer. I'm here because I know the body you asked for. So because I need you to lift one more weight. My trainer was like, "Come on, you got one more in you," and I couldn't give up because I'm like, I'm here now.
Yeah.
But he pulled a trick on me that threw me away. He was like, "All right, cool, we good." We was halfway done. He was like, "All right, cool, you ready to stop?" I'm anticipating a push.
Yeah.
He says, "You ready to stop?" And I'm like, "No, let's keep going."
He ain't got me on the high.
My body didn't respond. Like everything in me said no. My mind was done. He literally got my body to defeat my mind.
That's good.
By not pushing me, but by stepping away. By saying, I'm gonna put it in your court. We can stop right now, big dog, if you want to. We good. You did too. You said, I got about 2 more, but if you don't want to do them, it's no problem. We good to go.
That literally sounds like Reed.
And when he said we good to go, I was like, nah, we need to go ahead. We can do some more. Let's go ahead. I was tired. I really was ready to give up. But this is what happens. Sometimes your purpose steps back and say, okay, I'm going to let you decide this time. Are you really ready to boss up, or are you ready to give up? It's totally up to you.
Boss up or toss up.
Right. And sometimes we're angry with our purpose because our purpose has fooled us into pursuing our greatness. It has literally, it said, look, I ain't going to push you, fam. I'm going to just stay right here. And then now you have decided, yeah, let's go ahead and knock this next level out.
Yeah, let's get out the way.
And now your purpose say, I didn't ask you. You told me. You get what I'm saying? I'm only mad with my purpose because it pushed me when I'm ready to fall off.
That authority.
So if you're mad at your purpose, it's because you find that your purpose says, girl, ain't nobody caring about you crying about this right now. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
There's always something inside of us that's saying, ain't nobody got time for that. You listen, I asked you what you wanted to do. You said this is what you wanted to do, and we here to get it done. And your purpose will always purpose on your behalf.
You got to go down their route.
Exactly. Regardless to how low you could be on drugs, your purpose still. Why do you think most preachers are ex-addicts and ex-dope dealers? Because they purposed on their behalf. Because while you was what they call a dope head, I was still operating in ministry. I was still preparing. Your purpose goes and make preparation for where you're going. It literally operates and says, sis, while you go live your life, I'm going to make sure you got something to come back to. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So ample times on our journey, we're going to be mad at purpose. Because our purpose say, I'm too connected to where you're supposed to be to get caught up in where you at. Now that's what happens. Man.
Come on, puzzle piece.
I'm too connected to where you're supposed to be to get caught up where you at. How many of us get mad at people when they don't argue back with us? You ever had a situation in your relationship where you like, I ain't about to argue with you right now. And you like, ain't nobody even arguing. Charissa does me all the time. I'm like, girl, ain't nobody even arguing with you.
Charissa do that.
I ain't even arguing with you right now. And then now she's like, well, I'm not even worried about you. And you like, you better worry about me right now because I'm in my anger mode. And your purpose just be like, I just see my purpose like, you know, that smoking cigarette. I ain't got time for that. You better worry about it.
Like itself.
Ain't gonna run my blood. I can see my purpose on the phone. That's him in the background yelling. That's him back there fussing and cussing. You know when you argue with somebody, but you start talking about them like they ain't in the room. Anybody gonna be arguing with that? That's him. He That's what your purpose say. I am not about to argue with you because I know what you can do. You don't. I'm not going to go back and forth with you because I know what you're capable of. You don't.
Exactly.
And when it's like a parent. Why? I know. Listen.
Ooh, that's a whole nother conversation.
Because your purpose has already been there and done that.
On that t-shirt.
Literally, my purpose went before me. If you want to understand your purpose, go to the Bible. It says, for I go to prepare a place for you. God is your purpose. The Bible reveals that all of this is based on the purpose that we possess in Christ. If you really want to identify purpose, it's called a God thing. My life, your life, is a God thing.
Like Jeremiah 29:11. Bishop say it all the time. I know the thoughts that I have toward you, says the Lord, to give you peace and expected in y'all. It's late. But y'all know what I'm saying.
But before I know the thoughts and the plans that I have toward you.
Yeah.
Meaning, but the Bible also says that because God goes before us. He told Jeremiah that I'm going to go before you. Don't worry about it. Don't be afraid of them because I'm already with you. Same on our journey. Same on our journey. All right, y'all. This has been good. Play this song over. This is my jam right here. I love this song. So Will I. It's like my favorite song. I love this song. It gets me emotional.
Ooh.
Let me just turn this up. God of creation. Yeah. Y'all can hear it on the outro. I hope this was really good. Christian, thank you so much, Coach C, Christian, the director, for hanging out with me and having this conversation. We really, this was a deep conversation. I want to part two this because I think there's more people that need to hear this conversation.
Okay.
And will be blessed by it because of the transparency and the love for God. I think we're in a time where the world doesn't believe God. Forget believing in God. They don't believe God. They don't believe that what he said about them is true. They don't believe that they are what God called them to be. And the only thing I challenge you to do is believe God and know that what he said to you and about you is more true than what you're going through. And this is proof. Because if you're still standing in this, it's because God has called you to stand in your greatness. And you will appreciate your arrival based on this journey. This journey builds your appreciation for showing up.
Correct.
So, I you know me, y'all. Everybody know me. When I see people going through stuff like this, going through whatever, I clap, and I think that's your clapping season. I say that for everybody. That fact, you know what? You deserve the club crew.
Oh God.
All right, so everyone that enjoyed this conversation, you can thank Christian by heading over to Christian the Director on all social medias. What is it on Instagram?
Christian the Director.
What is it on TikTok?
Christian the Director.
What is it on Facebook?
I changed it back. Christian Foster.
Okay, Christian Foster on Facebook. But it's Christian the Director on all of the...
On YouTube, Christian the Director.
Oh, on YouTube, Christian the Director. So if you truly enjoyed this conversation, head over to her social medias. You can follow her there and support her. Last words go to you, C. What would you say to somebody tonight that says, okay, you got me. I'm going to trust. I'm going to walk in my purpose. And you going to trust and walk in your purpose. But answer me this. How did you get here?
How did I get where?
Where you are now.
Funny as it sounds, trusting God. Honestly, trusting God.
Okay.
Not trusting him, but trusting him.
Not trusting him, but what?
Trusting him.
But trusting him.
That sounds like 50-50. At least it's some percentage in there.
Well, it's enough for them to know you trust him.
Yeah, it's enough.
It's enough for them to know you trust him. And that's what matters most. Yeah. Listen, family, one of the things we share every time we come together into this space is that in this season, you will break. You will break out. You will break through. But you absolutely will not break down. I love y'all so much. I pray that this was good for you. I pray that you enjoyed it. And if you did, then share, tag, all that other good stuff. And then go listen to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and any other place that you listen to podcasts, and leave a rating and a review. Okay? And if you like this YouTube channel, 5 stars, right? Don't cut me short. And if you love this, subscribe to this YouTube channel. You'll be notified. Oh, thank you. I don't need to.
Like, share, subscribe.
Hey! All right, you guys. We love y'all so much. We're out. God bless.